monthly meeting number, what are we on, 8, 9? Were there any comments on the previous meeting minutes? If not, any site security adjacent project issues to report? Everything going well at the site?
Everything's good so far.
Okay. How about work completed in the past 30 days?
We continued the backfill of the Joe P. pump station and waited for the valve and electrical building and poured that building footer. Installed the necessary penetration before the foundation wall for that building. Continued the backfill at East Middleton. Continued installation of the force main piping at East Middleton from station through the valve vault on the flow meter vault. Wilkerson continued work on the influent line at Joe P.
Okay. Any comments on that? How about work for the next 30 days?
Work on getting the electrical, plumbing, and mechanical in and under as the Joe P. valve on the electrical building, prep for the slab pour. In the force main piping in the yard there and prepare to set the flow meter vault. In the electrical in and under at East Middleton, continue installation of that force main piping and set the flow meter vault. Should get the slab board within 30 days. I think we'll get the slab board at the Joe P. valve electrical building and hopefully get the masons started. Wilkerson should finish the influent line at Joe P. and continue the gravity line towards the existing Joe P. station, and probably start on another, likely the Joe P. force main when their second crew is available.
Okay. Concrete pours in this weather. I mean, I'm sure you guys have got the cold weather plan. What are you just putting blankets down on it and stuff?
Blankets and then of course salamander heater.
Okay, great. Good.
Looking on that list, we didn't have for the slab. We kind of acted like we were going to say it, but didn't get it said. And then the mason started. Wes, I talked about that on the way over. So we cheat off that list.
Yeah,
it's two items short.
Yep.
Okay. And then Wilkerson, so you guys think we're going to be getting out onto the road at some point in the next month?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So yeah, we'll just we will start needing I don't know if we've been getting them, but like the 2-week look aheads, just so that SGWASA can post it up on the website where you guys can be working. We're doing that. Yeah.
Yeah. So we had sent an email about wanting to get something established with Wilkerson, maybe at the start of every week, just because. So we're doing that on CP2 as well. So SGWASA can post to their website expected road closure. It would just be pertaining to roadway work, any closures that are expected, detours, just for that week ahead of time. So communicated that with Aaron. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they do have a pretty comprehensive and current notice on their website just about where work's going on. I mean, obviously it hasn't really been too critical up until now, since you guys have been pretty stationary, but now that you're getting out into traffic, not playing in traffic, it's
Joe Pete is going to be trying to have detours for the next 3 months.
Yeah, and again,
The only time you're going to do it is when you do a road crossing, you'll have to notify. Yeah,
but again, it's mostly you know how people are, is like, all that construction going on, and nobody told me what was going on, and so well, this there is a website, and we did tell you.
Well,
So
and I didn't know. I was trying to find out how it works in North Carolina.
Mhm.
Because generally speaking, that all these roads are county roads.
Yep.
And fall to me to ensure that the local authorities,
Mhm.
are aware whenever there's a problem, so they can, notify EMS and
Mhm.
police and fire, and school buses and all that other kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's not how it works here. I mean, what I'm trying to get at is who's responsible.
Right.
Because when I talked to Josh, he says DOT is responsible.
Yeah, that's actually a good question, Greg, because I mean, there will be times where we're closing. I mean, more than just detouring, you're going to be closed while you're doing road crossing. So, Let me look into that, Greg, as far as who makes the call to the EMS services and stuff like that, just saying, hey,
I mean,
between,
I've talked to the Creedmoor and I've talked to the chief of police at Butner about what's
Mhm.
going on in the future. But, you know, just so they're aware of what's happening.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, just let them know we're doing a road
Yeah,
crossing on this end of Joe P this afternoon, and you're not
But
gonna,
I don't know if that's something I should take on or if that's somebody. I'm
Okay.
just interfering.
yeah, no. We will, I'll look into that, let you know, Greg.
And I'm happy to have that conversation with you all as well, if I can be of assistance in helping with coordination on that.
Okay, thanks, Crystal. Yeah, I mean, and
Welcome.
again, it's just notifying the local authorities just so they don't send fire trucks, from
Right.
our end of Joe Pete all the way down, only to find that the intersection's closed, and then they got to turn around and go back up. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely connect with you and my team on that just to confirm some details.
all right, great.
Coordinating, but,
Mhm.
to me, that may be the sort of thing that we want to let the guys, Corey and Josh, work with Greg and or whoever you have on Monday morning, say, all right, this is a standing thing. Monday morning, we're going to talk about this, and then someone will let
Mhm.
you or something.
Yeah, and I think that's just, I mean, obviously this coordination in the field needs to be occurring. It's just a question. It's like when Greg's told, oh, by the way, we're going to be crossing here on, ideal Thursday morning, is Greg to make a phone call to somebody, or does he just,
Guys, just do that. Just make sure every Monday that Greg at least knows. And then when you have somebody else out inspecting, that be aware too. But during this next month, Corey, I mean, you're going to be laying the gravity line is essentially done. On the pump station.
On site.
They did a good job crossing that this week. So that's a good thing, because we were planning on doing that a long time from now. Crossing the driveway.
Driveway.
Yeah,
Our original schedule had that after we had the station
Right.
ready to start up.
Yeah.
So getting that done early was big.
so they'll be laying east down Joe P toward the old pump station. There's an issue with the power, the guy wire, guy poles that we're working to get those. Mentioned this to you yesterday, Logan.
Yep.
But hopefully that won't be an issue. If it is, we'll talk about that. They'll be laying along there. Corey, have you guys, I know you're wrapping up with your crew in Durham, and they're gonna come out and start, I believe we've decided on Joe P.
Might to keep them, to get them familiar with the area, I'll probably go down to the end of West Middleton by the water tower and start working my way up towards Lyons.
You're getting the low hanging fruit, aren't you?
Yes.
Okay. That may be a good thing, because Josh will have that force main extended out probably in the next 6 weeks.
That's right.
So you, instead of starting at the 90, you know where I'm headed?
Yep.
You can start at the connection. So, okay. So you think within, as far as on West Middleton, I know you can't predict the future. I know they're trying to wrap up, but what do you think?
2 to 3 weeks. We've run into some snags with engineering changes and whatnot. Where they're working right now at the RDU airport. As soon as they get freed up, I'm guessing it'll be within 2 or 3 weeks. And all this is pending, obviously.
Engineering change.
It's never the engineer's fault.
You like how I threw that out there?
Yeah.
The only thing that works than an engineer is the engineer who thinks he's in the construction business.
They said more letters behind your name, less common sense.
Sure.
Hey, now.
It would have been fine, but never mind.
While we are talking about roadway stuff, there was that meeting with NCDOT, what was it, last week?
Yes.
Could somebody just give a quick rundown of what that was all about and what the,
I think Corey.
Corey, yeah.
Ed Pete came out, or Ed Shipley, I'm sorry, came out and observed our height and our structures. For some people's concerns, he has no concern with where they're located.
okay,
Throughout the property, any detours, give him a couple days heads up.
Mhm.
Post to whatever people he's open to doing detours on all the crossings if needed. I don't think we'll need them on all of them, but there's a few that we're concerned with because of poor soils. Number one would be the crossing down by the Joe P existing lift station.
Okay.
Because we don't believe, well, you know, there's not much of a block.
Mhm.
Due to Wilkerson's history of working on that site several years ago. So we met with him on that, and he is open to doing whatever it takes to simplify things.
Okay. And I think we've been having some additional follow-up. There was some things about, the permits that were submitted, and there's a little back and forth with CDM Smith.
I don't think this, what I would gather, I don't think this fella has seen everything.
There's been a long-standing confusion on this, is that when the permit was submitted, the files were too large, so the plans were submitted in two packages. And then when they returned the permit package approved, they only attached
Mhm.
the yard, linear piping plans. They didn't attach the traffic plan. Anytime somebody looks at the permit, they don't see the approved traffic plan. So
Sounds fun.
Yep.
yeah, we're gonna send a response and we believe that we have everything in place. And I think you all probably saw the email about the extended work hours as well. So we got that approved through them for those specific areas in that email, those extended times. So there's the 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. work hours in those areas, which hopefully is helpful.
Very much.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think the bottom line is it's good to have DOT plugged in. There seems to be one or two things regarding traffic control plans, but that's currently in CDM Smith's court to iron out with DOT. Discussion of coordination efforts on the Joe P valve building piping. I guess there was a slight discrepancy in the plans on the exact location. I know, Aaron's been working with us, and it sounds like we've got a good path forward. We will just get that all documented, put it on paper, and get that into y'all.
Yeah, Dr. Logan has asked me, would be beneficial, be very handy to have in Asbill anyway. They're gonna be giving you coordinate table.
That force main ships now in the yard as well, and
Correct.
subsequently the meter vault.
Right.
So,
That is right.
All that be moving to the roughly east,
Correct.
and then that line, the force main line, will obviously be just a little bit longer before you get to the 45, then parallels the road. Right.
Right,
So
that's
he's gonna
right.
give you a new coordinate on that 45, by my staff.
so we're working on getting drawings reissued so that you guys can use the correct one.
So,
There's enough kind of potential ripple effects to it that it's just makes sense to go ahead and just redo the whole drawings and get a fresh set out there for you guys to work off of.
sounds great.
And Logan, everything is relative inside the building. So once you get inside the building, other than it being 2 foot,
So it's a good-
2 foot, east, everything else is the same, but relatively it's all the same. So in other words, that header still gonna line up with the floor drain.
Right.
The force main header would line up with that, so it's all gonna be relative. I know you're gonna change them from 3 o'clock to either 6 or 12 o'clock, discharge on the ARVs.
Yep, the drains, yep.
Yeah, okay, fine, it's small pipe, the ARVs are 4 inch, the floor drains are probably 4 or something. Josh has got it all worked out, it's not gonna be a problem.
Okay, yeah, but we'll include the markup for the ARV drains when we reissue the. We're working on it now. If it gets to a point where it's critical, just let us know, but we're working on it.
We know to come out perpendicular to the building, so, and if it's 2 foot over, Josh can shoot that in there. If you never change, it wouldn't matter, but,
Okay.
so don't worry about that. If you've got, if the building's on fire, put that off.
Okay. And then East Middleton electrical pad layout. I think we've got the sizing and everything on that figured out now. We're all good on that.
Odor control stuff.
Is that the one we were talking about, the elevation as well? And
Yes.
grading around it?
Yep,
Okay.
so we're taking a look at, you and I talked, Dan, we're taking a look at the grading. Shift things a little bit around.
Yeah.
A little bit ways away from.
Talking about dropping down, Josh, I mentioned that to you, talk about lowering the electrical pad by,
1,500. So it's from
That's right.
Yeah,
point
it's,
two five to 0.1.
there's enough of a cross slope that I think we would have ended up with like a 9-inch lip on one end, and so we're just kind of tweaking the grading and the elevations a little bit.
and Logan, I looked a little bit more at, you know, I'm assuming you know everything that he and I've been talking about. We've been talking a lot about various things, but, you know, I looked a little bit more at that drawing yesterday afternoon, or those drawings on the odor control. And they're truly, I mean, I don't, to me, I'm just gonna tell the guys to add a foot
Mhm.
to that move it, plan north.
Yep.
Yep.
I think in one case it's north, in one case it's west, but move it plan north.
Yeah.
Because there's all kinds of. plan
Yeah.
north.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so to me, that just makes sense.
Yep. That's fine. Yeah. As long as the equipment's just on the pad, you're
Yeah,
not walking by
I-
shit.
I even told him, but maybe we just center that tank. But again, there's no reason that if we added a foot, we could be well
Okay,
within
perfect.
what you.
Plans, I actually see, you say, you assume I know everything Logan does. It's actually this next one I'm a little in the dark on. The plan schedule for the structure coatings. Is that just the testing and application of?
We are teetering, but first of all, Logan, you know, I've talked, and it's going to be a minute, but the submittal for painting includes a lot of stuff. Only one we care about today is the next. Yeah.
Mhm.
The followed by the Raven line. We could talk about doing the Raven line or at both stations in the next 2 months. I don't see the point in worrying about weather. I think we wait till March or April
Mhm.
because it ain't
Yeah.
gonna matter. But we're teetering off getting everything cleaned up inside and having, the way we go about that is, you know, this, but we'll get done right to come out and look, make sure that the substrate's good,
Mhm.
and then we'll line them up. I think there's a requirement for a reconstruction thing.
Yeah.
We did it and we revealed, I think Jonathan came over and we did it virtually.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah, so same outfit, done right, did that job and do it this way.
okay.
But we could do it about any time. The gates are flush,
Mhm.
mounted.
Yep.
You know, so what I want to do is get all that done before we put any of that stuff in there. You know,
Mhm.
put any grinders in before we put anything.
Mhm.
Are those gates and everything, grinders, do they have studs no more?
They will have.
So are you gonna put the studs in before you do the red lining?
Nothing in the specs to say that. That's a lot harder.
All right, yeah, we'll take a look at that, and then Greg, obviously, yeah, if you could, you can take a first pass through, or pass through the specs on the testing. I mean, if we need F&R out here for doing holiday testing, I mean, if Sunrise do, yeah, I can't remember. And I'm just saying off the top of my head, I can't remember if we put that on the installer to do it, or if we call in F&R to do the spark test or something like that. But yeah, we'll just need to make sure, but we do definitely want the pre-installation meeting,
Oh, sure.
even if it's just a phone call. But then, yeah, we also need to look in and just make sure we know what the testing requirements are gonna be.
I would like to see the studs in, all the studs in before it's coatings around. You get a good seal on them.
Okay. We will look at that as well.
But what we'll have there, Bill, is it's epoxy, it's drilled and epoxied in. So we're gonna have that Raven lining, with the epoxy going. That's it. It's all in behind the neoprene on the gate itself.
Yeah.
So.
And the last thing on our list was certified payrolls. Logan and I had a discussion with Jason for DWI this past month. They're they are apparently they are saying that if the pump station building itself does not constitute at least 20% of the construction value, which it doesn't, then the Davis-Bacon wage rates for the building shouldn't be used, and we should only be using heavy construction wage rates for the job. The issue being the heavy construction wage rates do not have electricians. They do not have roofers. They do not have masons. They do not have painters. They do not, I mean, it's basically laborers, equipment operators, carpenters, and that's about it. So there's obviously going to be a lot of job classifications that,
I've never heard of that.
yeah,
We have requested to get
Ever.
that
clarification from,
confirmed.
yeah,
From, because, yeah, it was new to us as well.
Well, if you go down that road, you're talking about asking the Department of Labor for all these determinations, which could be
yes,
come back, well, the
Well-
months, but also be wildly across the board
yeah.
relative to.
And the thing is, we did submit both wage rate tables for approval back, prior to bidding, and it was approved with both in there. And Jason did at least admit, he's like, yeah, I need to double check and make sure I'm right in saying this. So he is as it currently stands, he is asking folks downtown about this. So at this point, we don't know what the fallout of this is going to be. Hopefully they said, no, because I mean, the next thing we would do is like, well, here's your wage rate table for building. We want all of these approved as well. And
And
I
I've already gotten some pushback on, I guess it's Jason that's saying that whatever you list on that report has to match something in the classification.
yes,
Yeah.
Which all my subs are saying that's never been that way before.
yes.
So I don't know. I'm working with that, but it's.
So he did express to us that there has been a push recently internally on their end to be more strict on these. I think that's probably where it's coming from. I mean, admittedly, so he said historically they haven't paid too close of attention to it, but there has been an internal push to get on top of it.
And I'm sure you're all experienced similar, but it's a good job that we've done.
Yeah.
And what we do is you use the heavy construction contract. You default to that.
Mhm.
That's what we've been told for all
Yeah.
these years. Default to that. If our wage classifications don't appear there, you go over to the bill. You
Mhm.
get it, but like a pay.
Yep.
Sometimes they'll show up on the heavy, sometimes they won't. Traditionally, the heavy wage scale is going to be lower
Yes.
than the building
Yep.
wage scale. So I don't understand that. Okay.
And again, I mean, it's not as if you guys can find somebody who works below what the Davis wage rates are anyway. So, yeah, it's a bit of a head scratcher, but we are
When you start
working.
asking for clarifications, yes, you might be able to.
Really? Okay, well.
Only had to do that a couple times.
Oh, really? Okay.
And they submitted, hey, we want to use this one that we just used on another job with a different wage scale.
Mhm. Okay.
So right now, we just.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Sit tight. Yeah, we're trying to find the path of least resistance.
Try to get everybody to match
Yep.
on their reports from the
Yeah.
classification.
We're doing our best. Make it as simple as possible.
That was my list. Anything else? Coordination items from Aaron, Wilkerson, SGWASA? Okay. Field optimization, submit, I think, submittals, we're doing pretty well with that. Any critical ones in or anyone critical ones upcoming?
The pumps and VFDs you all have right now, resubmittals on those,
Mhm.
working their way through.
They have the pump.
That's right, I'm sorry, you have the
Yeah.
pump. The VFDs are due any moment. Hopefully, they're gonna take 6 weeks, about 8 weeks ago, so we should. The slide gates, we actually have in hand and hope to get those submitted. Order.
Okay.
Those are the three.
And the. That,
Yeah, we can chat after the meeting.
Okay. And then as far as just equipment delivery, any critical delivery items at this point, or do you think you guys are still on schedule to get everything when you need it?
I think,
Gates pumps and VFDs are looking And critical is a relative term. on the
Sure.
Schedule because of, there's not a true
Yeah.
critical path.
Yeah.
Because it's so dependent on everything else. But right now, those look like we may end up waiting on those.
Okay.
We've said it several times, everybody knows. We're planning on being done by the end of the year.
Yep.
We don't know when CP2 will be done.
Yeah.
South Interceptor will we can move on, but that's our plan. And
Sure.
Anything we're talking about is relative to that,
Yep.
not June of 27.
Yep. Understood. Record drawings, pay applications, actually, that's pay application 7 went in, pay application 8 went in yesterday. So hopefully everything is going all right in that regard. Pending change orders, field orders, org change directives. I have been a little negligent in doing what I need to get this thing moving, but we do, we'll hopefully be getting this next change order, at least a draft pulled together for everybody to review, put eyes on and comment on here in the next month. I know hopefully at this point, there's still nothing on there critical that you need to start seeing on the pay application. Okay. Well, that's good. What am I missing, Logan? Anything else? Other business?
Number 11, COR 11 is still,
Yeah, that's one of, that's like the main one for me.
volley back to you guys right now.
Yeah, yep.
It's in our court.
That's been in my court for,
The next one down, the odor control at the air valve, we sent that back to you all because the casting we had to figure out.
Yeah.
That's in your guys' court right now. But I think you have everything.
We made Wilkerson aware of that, or that's got to do with those, you know, about it. No. And Brian's checking with Ferguson to make sure they could get the manhole ring covers.
The same one. But
Same.
as soon as that's confirmed, you should see a submittal. It looks very much like the one you gave.
Other business. I guess, you don't think, I mean, with the weather, I mean, fortunately, it's gonna be the weekend, but with the weather forecast for this weekend, just knowing it might be, depending on what the roads happen, I don't know if you guys will necessarily be out here Monday, if it's as bad as some people are saying, but just, I guess, getting things at the site buttoned up and everything and protected against weather.
Not a problem.
All right.
Make sure it's good.
Yeah, we're not pouring concrete this week at all.
Correct.
Not because of the weather.
Right. Yep.
Have the road back in, say tomorrow,
Mhm.
the driveway.
Yep.
Back in tomorrow. We actually have a company-wide safety meeting starting Friday,
Okay.
so the guys there prepping that stuff.
Excellent. All right.
And you might not even make it out of your safety meeting till Tuesday.
It's gonna be an expensive safety meeting.
Heron always has their safety meetings when they're expecting snow and ice. Yeah, that's.
6 months ago, of course.
Yeah. Anything else from anyone?
There was a thing, we had a question about the gravel and the water line.
Yeah. There was, we are sticking with the detail. It's shown with the gravel. We will talk about, I mean, as far as pipelines for SGWASA, we do have a stone bedding that we'd like to keep just because it's usually protects the pipe pretty well. But as far as putting any kind of check dams or anything like that when you're installing, just in case to control leakage or anything like that, is that anything you guys do standard? Okay. All right, I just check and make sure we weren't missing something, but I think, right, we just stick with what's in the detail.
And I don't know how this was presented.
Mhm.
Nobody cares. They're not trying to save a truckload of gravel or 5 truckloads of gravel.
Right.
A lot of people don't like that.
Yeah.
Especially if you got good sandy material like we have here.
Yeah.
Because
It'll run.
if you have a leak, it'll follow that gravel.
Yeah.
and
Yep.
fine.
Yep.
And so that's the only reason the guy, as I understand, it, brought it up. So it's not,
Nope, not a problem.
That usually
kind of the way we've been leaning.
Mhm.
I was always told you don't put gravel on a plastic water main anyways.
Mhm.
Because the time it don't grow a hole in it.
Yeah.
It's a vibration.
This is,
But it's
So
not
it
done.
ducks line, so we haven't been really one way or the other, but
Mhm.
where's this gonna be at exactly?
It's on the whole, it's the whole force main. I mean, it is, I mean, typically we will put that in there just because you get better bedding, better compaction. But yeah, there is a concern. I think, with water lines, maybe, we might,
Duck line, we usually let them go ahead and
Yeah.
do it all specs.
Yeah.
Plastic, we, change our mind a little bit,
Mhm.
but let's see what.
Okay.
Some real swampy areas to there too, so.
okay,
leave it gravel.
leave the gravel.
All right.
Yep. All right, anything else? Going once, going twice. All right. Thank y'all for coming. Appreciate your time, and we will see you again next month.